So there was this one time we decided to break into a shop, the local shop, and get some snacks. Cops were doing patrols that night, so tulipatikana, my friend. My teenage life. So watch and one story, man. When I was in class 5, my dad converted to become an Islam. My dad, his name was Njenga. Moving forward, alikuwa anaitwa Mohammed. So mimi nilikuwa nataka pia kuslim. I wanted to convert also, but my dad refused. So he told me, you cannot convert. You will stick to Christianity until you're old enough to make your decisions. So what I did is, because I was really wanted to become Islam, I went to school and told my class teacher, I've converted. And from today onwards, my name is Saidi Musa. So what the teacher did is, alienda, he changed all my details, including my report form name, my everything. And I started now attending IRE classes. Nakumbuka IRE teacher alikuwa anaitwa Mr. Abbas. So I used to attend IRE classes. But man, I was not getting anything that I was being taught. So it was either 0% or 1% when it comes to the exams. But I was the talk of the school. Everyone was talking about me converting. So I went a whole term as an Islam. I've changed my name from Njenga. Now my name is Saidi Musa. So unfortunately, the school brought in a new rule, and they said, moving forward, parents are going to come for your report forms. We're not going to give you your report forms, you take to your parent. Nikajua sasa hapo I am done, because now I have to convince my mom to come for that report form and not my father. But my mom used to work a lot of night shifts. So during the night she's working, so during the day she's resting. And my dad used to be very involved in our school. So unfortunately, again, he was the one who came to pick my report form. So what you do is, you close school, you don't go to school the next day, then your parents go for your report form. So me, I'm there playing soccer, nini, all happy that day. Najua tu my dad has gone for the report form, but I'm trying to, avoid the thought of what is going to happen to me. Then my dad comes home. I remember he came around 3 p.m. and he calls me. He calls me. Told me, my dad used to be very strict, by the way. Just to take you back, whenever we did anything wrong, or rather we were naughty as kids, my dad used to take a belt. He used to wear a lot of leather belts. And I remember we used to have a red table in the sitting room. So ulikuwa unalalishwa hapo, used to lie on that red table. Then my dad used to have a leather belt. He puts that leather belt on your nose like this. He tells you, smell it. Anakuambia na Kiswahili, inanuka nini? Now you're shaking like this. Anakuambia inanuka vita. Gives you 1 or 2 strokes, man. So I knew I'm done. So he came that day, called me. He didn't call me by my name. At home, people call me Kamau. So he didn't call me Kamau. He actually called me Saidi. Saidi, kuja hapa. So he called me, sat me down. He showed me the report form. 1, I had failed. Number 2, I changed my names from Dennis Njenga to Saidi Musa. So what I found on the report form, he had crossed the name Saidi Musa and put my actual names, which are Dennis Kamau Njenga. Then he gave me 2 seconds to explain what happened. So I was there, trying to say, I want to follow your footsteps. Before 1 second was over, my friend, it was a war zone. The amount of belts I received on my butt, my friend, it was crazy. So now, I was the talk of the school, converting myself from Dennis to Saidi, but now, when I was getting to the other term, I was the joke of the school, because now, all the teachers and all the students and all the classes in my stream knew that I had actually lied. So nilikuwa nikitumwa kwa staff room, if maybe my class teacher sends me for something in the classroom, and I go, I say, okay, my name is Dennis, I've been sent by Mrs. O and Mr. O to pick a book or something. Naambia, wewe ndio ulikuwa unajiita Saidi Musa, wewe ndio Saidi Musa. So it was a laughing matter, so it became a joke. On 31st, our parents used to allow us to go out and celebrate New Year's, 31st of December. So tunaenda, we used to have fireworks. Mtaa tulikuwa tunaziita baruti. And then we do a lot of roaming around. So there was this one time we decided to break into a shop, the local shop, and get some snacks, my keki, my biscuit. So we did it with my friends, and we got them. Tulipata makeki, mkate, nini. But unfortunately, cops were doing patrols that night. So tulipatikana, my friend. We were actually caught stealing cakes and bread from the shop. So it was every man for himself and God for us all. So everyone went their own way. Where I hid, it was in a ditch, kwa mtaro. Nilikaa kwa mtaro. And you could hear that Mariam, that cop car, tulikuwa nazita Mariam, you could hear it going round and round, looking for these guys. So I could hear it going round because it was at night, so there were not many cars. I stayed in that ditch until 6 in the morning. Kwa mtaro. That was the last time I ever attempted to commit any crime. Nilikuwa nimeona maisha yangu imeisha hapo sasa. Nimeenda kufungwa. And also luckily or unluckily, none of my friends was arrested or got arrested during that night. So yeah, so that was a very memorable time during my teenagehood. So unfortunately, most of the guys that we were with that night ended up being sucked into that crime scene. So they used to live flashy lives. I remember we used to live near Gikomba. So one of the, if you want to know someone is doing well in life, alikuwa anavaa Timberland boots. And those days in Gikomba, I used to get original Timberland boots. And as we speak today, none of them is alive. Rest in peace to all of the guys in Eastlands who went through that, what we went through. It was a sad bit. They had bright futures, but it was unfortunate that they chose that life. Yeah, so it was a big lesson also for me, because when you're growing up, your parents always tells you, soma, wachana na marafiki wabaya, usikunywe pombe. If you're a boy or a man, wanakuambia wasichana na wasichana. Kama wewe ni msichana, unaambiwa wachana na wavulana. So those things actually made sense, and you could see that after, because if I ended up in crime, because I was exposed to it and people around me were doing it and they were living well, they used to provide food for their mothers who were basically not earning anything, because those days they were employed by city council. Let them, it was called city council, where they used to have we had mayor and councillors. So they were not really earning a lot, and they were barely putting food on the table. And for my household specifically, by the time I was turning 13 or 12, my dad had no job. So my mom was the sole breadwinner. And those days, mshahara yao, the salaries used to, they were not paid on time. They could even go 3-4 months without being paid. So it was hard. So at times you were not having food on the table. At times mulikuwa munakunywa uji. At times mulikuwa mnakula ugali, just bare ugali, and you sleep. So it was hard. So those are the things that actually drove people towards, being criminals and, doing those vices to feed their families. But it was short-lived. Most of them are not there, and may they rest in peace. Yeah. So that was a very memorable bit of my teenagehood.